Hi everyone, here I'm going to talk about cracking the interviews. So as a candidate or as an interviewee, you have one tool which is like you can control how you are directing the interview, because the interviewers are also human beings, and the way you arouse their curiosity will determine the kind of questions they'll ask you next. So I'll give you an example from my interview. These are two separate interviews. So in the first interview, they asked me, who is your idol from the business world? And I told them that I don't have an idol, but I respect Ratan Tata and Steve Jobs. And then they started asking me all sorts of questions on Ratan Tata and Steve Jobs, which I did not know because I haven't read a lot about them. And in spite of me mentioning that they are not my idols and I just like some aspects of their personalities, they started grilling me on them. So that interview did not go well, though I did convert that interview because of other questions. But so after I went home, I started doing some analysis on what went wrong, how can I modify it, and then I came up with a plan. One of the other interviews, they again asked me the same question, and I mentioned a name who is not very famous, and it was actually a made-up name. And the interviewers started looking at each other, and then they asked me, we haven't heard of this person, who is he? Now the ball was in my court. So I told them that I don't believe in forming idols out of people about whom you have just read on the TV or on the media. In order to make someone your idol, or in order to put someone on that pedestal, you need to have worked with that person very closely. You should know that person inside out. And hence this is one person with whom I have worked on some project. And then they asked me, why do you respect this guy so much? And now everything was in my hand, right? I had read about leadership and the skills that a good leader should possess, and I just said that these are the qualities that this guy has, and that's why I respect him. Needless to say that this interview went really well. So it's not about what kind of questions you are asked or what kind of interviewers you would get, but if you are an interviewee who knows how to control the interview, who knows how to arouse the curiosity of your interviewers, you are through. But of course, it's easier said than done, and this is just one of the examples, and sometimes this may not work also. But the idea is to keep going at it and keep giving baits to the interviewers, and just hope that they'll take one or the other.